In today's episode of The Gigging Drummer, I'm going to share a very important conversation I had with Kenny Aronoff many years ago. That conversation challenged me to consider what my X Factor was. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Have you ever thought about what the X Factor is? What is your X Factor that you bring to the drum kit each and every night that you're gigging? Well, many years ago I had a chance to attend a workshop by Kenny Aronoff, and I was fortunate to get to spend a little bit of time afterwards speaking with him. And he totally changed the way I thought about gigging and playing the drums. In his workshop, he shared a story back when he was a student at Berkeley College in Boston, Massachusetts. And he shared the story about how he almost felt it demeaning to be out in the clubs playing bar gigs and playing cover tunes. You know, he said at that time he was studying and he had chops and abilities that he felt were maybe above and beyond that. But importantly, Kenny Aronoff shared the story about during those times in the clubs, back in those early days of his drumming, he discovered something very important. And no offense to our incredible guitar players and singers that we all get to play with, but Kenny told the story that, hey man, he realized that when that dance floor was full, it wasn't because of the singer, it wasn't because of the guitar players, it was because of him. And as a result of that, what seems like a pretty simple discovery, Kenny started to shape his sound. And he told the story that for him, his X Factor became his very snappy snare sound and his booming, driving bass sound. Now, if you've ever listened to Kenny Aronoff play with John Fogerty and John Cougar Mellencamp, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. His sound is defined by almost a bombastic, simplistic 2 and 4 driving force behind those artists. And for me, hearing that and thinking about that, it really got me to understanding about what my role was as a drummer who was going to start and play gigs in clubs. As a result of that conversation and of that workshop, what I discovered is for me, I went to an actual full wood beater. As a part of my X Factor in terms of what I hope to bring to the drum kit when I play, I also found for me that the wood beater helped me achieve that large kind of thumpy bass sound that I was after. As well, I took to heart Kenny's idea that driving 2 and 4 and keeping people on the dance floor was really an important part of my X Factor, my role, and my identity as a gigging drummer. So when I think about, what is my fingerprint as a drummer and what do I really hope to bring on a nightly basis when I'm playing with my band, well, I took that message to heart. I really, similar to Kenny, really concentrate on making sure, obviously we've got good meter. I obviously am working hard on that 2 and 4, making sure my snare and my kick drum helps drive the band. And what the ultimate goal is to put people on the dance floor. That conversation with Kenny Aronoff all those years ago really influenced my thinking about drumming. Again, Kenny today as a major force in the rock industry, as a session drummer, and as someone who's very well respected, I was so fortunate that I had that chance and that opportunity to have that conversation with him way back early in my drumming days. My challenge to you guys and gals is think about what is your X Factor? What is your fingerprint? What do you bring? I guess, we might say I'm challenging you and myself to think about what are our strengths, and most certainly we want to try to overcome any weaknesses that we have, but I think a focus on the strengths to begin is really important. I'm not sure that enough of us have had a chance to really think about that. A lot of times we're in quest of a sound. For instance, me, one of my favorite drummers is John Bonham for the type of music I play. And many of us are in quest of that holy grail John Bonham sound. But Kenny Aronoff challenged me to think about what is my X Factor? what is my role as a gigging drummer with the type of music that I play? And inevitably, as he discovered back in the day, he got paid to put people on the dance floor. And when he accepted that reality, as he went on to say in his workshop, that became his X factor, and he built his career literally around that discovery. Thanks so much for tuning in. Little shout out, if you're looking for used gear, Dave's Drums in Ottawa, Canada. I've been dealing with Dave for a very long time. You will not find a guy who is more honorable to deal with. He deals in very high-end drums. He's a very well-respected drum shop owner in the Ottawa area and across Canada. I would actually charge him with packing up my daughter and sending her, because when stuff arrives, man, that guy has it packed right to the nines. Great guy to deal with. Check him out, Dave's Drums. Find him online. Looking forward to you tuning in again. I have another really exciting and hopefully informative workshop for you next time.